All right, let's do this again. I'm sorry for for the issues there. For those of you guys probably seen receiving multiple notifications of going live. Sometimes tech be teching, and actually, this is a great point, or it's going to kind of relate to today's story, today's lesson, and guidance in business and sales and relationships. How many of you out there are in a relationship? All of you. Everyone's in a relationship of some sort. So you'll be able to connect, you'll be able to relate, and you'll be able to understand where I'm going to go with this. So let me start by saying, my wife and I have been married now for 28 years. It sounds unreal to even think about it. But let me tell you, all those many years ago when I decided that, hey, I wanted to propose to this young girl, you want to know how I knew off the bat that we were compatible? Here's how I knew. Because we were able to fight. I don't mean like fisticuffs, but we were able to have disagreements. We were able to work through those, um, and that's how I knew that this was something that was worth the investment. The most valuable relationships that you have. Think about this now. Most valuable relationships, the most important relationships in your life are usually born through trauma, through fire. Think about it. No, really, think about it. Think about those that spouse. Think about your best friends. Think about all these people that you have great relationships with. Those relationships had to be put to the test. And then once you guys pass that test, that's what built the bond that you have. That's why you guys are still friends. That's why you are still, spouses or whatever it is today, because you've been able to work through that trauma. And through that trauma, you built strength. You built the bond. So why is it that in business we run away from the trauma? Why is it that in sales we're afraid of conflict? Why is it that when your customer has an issue and they're calling you up, you don't answer the phone? I know. You don't do that. Everyone else does that, not you. Well, if that were the case, salespeople wouldn't have such a bad rap if it were just, an isolated thing. No, it is not an isolated thing. It's not an isolated thing in sales. It's not an isolated thing in business. We run away from the issues. Why? Well, first, they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. No one likes uncomfortability. So we run away from those things. Let me tell you something. Let me reframe all of this to you. I want you to go back again and think about these personal relationships that you have and why they're so strong. Because of the conflict. Back when I was running my telecom companies, I used to always tell our customers, and I would tell my employees this, is that the real test of whether we're the best choice and whether we really care about your business and whether we're really a great partner for you is what we do when shit hits the fan. I used to always say tech be teching. In technology, in telecom, something's going to happen. Always. So what I would say to our customers, and I would preach to my employees, is that what separates us is that when that happens, we're not running away from it. We're there. And see, here's the thing that most of you aren't thinking about as it relates to this, because it's easy to think and say, yes, so I'm going to be there for them, which is great. Let me bring you back to a theme that I always talk about. I trust people to do what's in their best interest, not just the right thing. You hear me? I trust people to do what's in their best interest, not just the right thing. Doing the right thing only motivates people so far. Okay. If that were the case, salespeople and business people would never run away from problems because it's the right thing. So it's the right thing to take care of a problem. Why wouldn't you? Well, because it's uncomfortable. And I trust people to do what's in their best interest and take the path of least resistance, what's not uncomfortable. So think about this, much like your personal relationships, your customer issues, your customer problems create an opportunity. They create an opportunity for greater connection and deeper relationship building. This morning, I shared a video on Instagram. I shared it on LinkedIn. And in that video, I talked about my experience with my custom car team. So, I'm not saying that right, but whatever, you guys get it. So over the last 20-ish years or so, I've always, I like to make sure my cars are a little bit customized. I don't do all this craziness, but I do a little bit. Make sure that it's got that Ron Nail spin on it. That can be painting the wheels, the calipers, the logos, things like that. I like it to stand out a little bit. And over the last almost 20 years, I've had one guy that's been my go-to for that, and that's my guy Ron Venable, who's now the owner of Roven Motorsports here in Atlanta. So I always taking my cars, talking high-end cars. He's worked on 3 Maseratis for me. He's worked on my Audis. He's worked on my FJ Cruisers. He's worked on my Volvos, and Tahoes. I've had a lot of cars. That's a lot of cars that he's worked on. Cadillac, man, a lot of them. Anyway, never had a problem. Never had a problem. Okay, maybe some minor stuff that you don't ever remember. Maybe something took a couple days longer than was expected, whatever, but no major problems. So this last time I take my vehicle over, my newest vehicle, because I wanted to get the wheels painted and the calipers painted. Ron took care of it. Not only did he take care of it, I told Ron, listen, I used to have a bunch of multiple extra cars. I don't have extra cars anymore because I have adult children and they have cars. And my wife happened to be out of town. So I had no extra car. So I said to Ron, bro, I'm going to have to wait till Thursday to drop it off so that my wife can, Ron says, no, take my car. That's what Ron said to me. Take my car. So I dropped my car off early. I'm able to take Ron's car, and that was awesome. That is extraordinary in itself. But anyway, I go pick my car. When I pick up my car 2 days later, I had to do some traveling, go out of town. When I got back into town, I drove my car, starts grinding. Back wheel grinding, like, what the hell's going on here? Long story short, took it to the dealership. What had happened is that when Ron's guy reinstalled the caliper, put the brake pad on there backwards or something. So long story short, brake pad's ruined, rotor's ruined, and it's about $1,400 worth of repairs. So I called Ron and I text and I said, Ron, listen, this happened. And it sucks for me. It's a shitty situation for me. I don't want to have to, go to him for this, but I'm not responsible for it. And, I just paid a couple grand to get this work done. And now I've got, $1,400 repair bill. So I said to Ron, this is what happened. Well, Ron's response was that I got you. I'll take care of you. And long story short, sure enough, Ron did. And that comes at a tremendous loss financially for him. He not only didn't make any money off of the work he did for me, he lost money because of the repairs. He lost money. Now, a lot of people in business, they're going to run away from that. And they're going to run away from it because they're seeing the short-term impact. They're seeing, and just to be clear, gotta sneeze. My guy Ron has run the operation for another well-known company for a very long time, and he had recently gone out on his own. So it's all 100% his company. And if you've ever started a business, money, it's a challenge, right? And making sure that you have enough resources. And he's certainly not in a position in starting his company to be able to have these sorts of mistakes and have to pay out that sort of cash. He's not sitting on a ton of cash, but he did it, took care of it, reimbursed me. And that is what I want you guys to think about and reframing. So this issue that I had was a traumatic issue. It's a negative thing. And Ron took that opportunity to not only to exceed expectations and to take care of my situation at personal loss to him. And I know you're thinking, hey, yeah, well, his people caused the problem. You're right. But how many times in business do we see people running from that, not stepping up because of whatever reason, cash flow, all those things? But what I want to submit to you guys is that it's these times, it's these customer problems and trauma. This is when you have the opportunity to build not only a deeper relationship, but bring it back to, again, why I always talk about trusting people to do what's in their best interest. Do the research, do the numbers, look at it. That customer can now become someone that is an advocate for you. They're not just a customer. They're not just a happy customer. Listen, if it were so easy to get, referrals and to build advocates, I wouldn't have a job, because I teach people how to build referral frameworks and things to make them forecastable. But for most of us, referrals and things, they're just a random happy occurrence for most of you. The reason being is because, one, you don't have a framework and structure for it that works. But two, happy customers in themselves aren't great referral agents, because they don't want to do your work for you. Yeah, every now and then you'll get somebody that's like, oh, I did a good job, and they'll start to send people to you. But happy customers in themselves aren't great referral agents. It's customers like this, like me, where you had to prove your worth, where there was an emotional connection. Those are the best referral agents, and those are the best advocates for your business. So I was happy with Ron for all these years. I was happy, did good work, fair exchange. Give me good work, I pay you. But now I'm an advocate. Now I'm someone that anytime he's got someone that needs a testimonial, not only am I here for a testimonial, but I had a good damn story. Now he's memorable because he took care of me, and without any pushback in a very difficult situation. So now, do you think when someone, not only am I apt to refer him, but I'm thinking about opportunities for him. Now he's my guy, and he's always been my guy, but now he's really my guy. So think about that in your own business and use this. Talk to your salespeople, talk to your employees, and use this to reframe how they think about problem customers. Your problem customers aren't a nuisance, they're an opportunity. They're an opportunity for you to not only prove your worth, but they're your opportunity to earn an advocate for your business. Look that word up so that you understand the importance of an advocate and how valuable advocates are for growing your business. Because again, advocates, these are people that will market for you, they will promote for you, and they will ultimately sell for you, and for free. So there's two things you need to be thinking about, a couple things you're thinking about coming out of this video today. One, am I doing referral quality work? Referral quality work isn't just happy customers. It's extraordinary. We live in a very noisy world. If you're not doing extraordinary work, you're forgettable. So you got to look at what your competitors are doing. You got to look at what you're doing, and you have to do more. You got to connect to emotion. When you connect to emotion motivates. You got to connect to emotion. The better you can connect to emotion, you're going to motivate your customers. You're going to motivate these advocates. You're going to create advocates rather. And 3, the last thing, again, just reframing how you look at problems, how you look at problem customers. And again, thinking that this is an opportunity. You had that problem customer, you should smile. You should be like, okay, now this is my opportunity to prove I am what I said I am. And then once you prove that, there's gold on the other side of that rainbow. Whether they're now in a way to where they feel like they will advocate for you, they will market and sell for you, or you now through frameworks and things like I teach, now activate them. And they're going to lean all into that because of what you've put into them. All right. That's today's lesson, man. Let's reframe. Let's think about how we think about problems. Your problem customers, they are opportunities. They're opportunities for you to build advocates. And you all should be thinking about building advocates in this noisy ass world. Technology is changing everything. So just having someone that is happy, where it's that fair exchange of money for value, ain't enough. Your business is at risk every day. Your business is at risk if you are not creating exceptional experiences for your customers. If you're not doing something extraordinary, if you're just doing what everyone else is doing, you're a vendor. I don't care how nicely you wrap it up and put a bow on it. You're still a vendor. And in the technology sales world, you have to get out of the vendor space into that true trusted advisor. And to do that, you got to build deeper relationships. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for honoring me with your time today. You know, I always appreciate it. Make sure you check out the $1 Million Blueprint, $1 Million Agency Blueprint.com, or the Channel Manager Blueprint as well. And hey, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you're sharing, make sure you're liking, all that good stuff. Subscribers, love y'all, appreciate y'all. If you value this, become a paid subscriber. That lets me know that I'm bringing some real value to you. Okay. And lastly, it is, now we're in May. It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. And I'm open for business. So we just have a couple of clients that came off of contract. So if your company believes that you may be in need of sales strategy, education, all those things that I provide, let's have a conversation. I've got a couple of slots that I'm going to fill. And God willing, they'll be filled pretty quick. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic week. Peace out.